Another big story tonight. In 1997, a fire broke out at the Upahar cinema in the heart of the national capital. 59 people died, 100 were left seriously injured. Today, after a long legal battle that continues to stretch over 2 decades, the victims' families seem to have got, they believe, some justice. The owners of Upahar Cinema, Sushil and Gopal Ansal, were sentenced to 7 years in jail. But what happens to this 24-year-old long wait for the victims' families? Take a look.
Upahar Cinema, Delhi, 13 June 1997. A fire broke out at the Upahar Cinema in Delhi's Green Park during the screening of the movie Border. "59 people lost their lives due to suffocation and in the stampede as people scrambled to save their lives. More than 100 people were left seriously injured. It was a tragedy that could have been avoided if there had been fire safety plans in place. Now, 24 years after the horrific incident, a Delhi court has sentenced the owners of Upahar Cinema, Sushil Ansal and Gopal Ansal, to 7 years in jail. The Ansal brothers have been convicted of tampering with evidence linked to the fire in their theatre. But the road to justice has been frustrating for those who lost their loved ones in a fire entirely caused by sheer negligence. It has been a long legal battle against the real estate tycoons, but the families of victims did not give up despite several setbacks in court. Neelam Krishnamurthy is one of them. She lost her 2 children in the fire that day.
जो मेरी पूरी कानूनी लड़ाई है सिर्फ इसलिए थी कि हमारे बच्चों को न्याय मिल सके और आज मैं कह सकती हूँ 25 साल के बाद कि बच्चे जहाँ भी होंगे शांति से होंगे क्योंकि उन्हें आज न्याय मिला है.
The Ansals were sentenced to 2 years in jail by the Supreme Court but were released and fined 30 crore rupees each. 2 other accused in the Upahar fire tragedy, Harswaroop Pawar and Dharamveer Malhotra, died during the 24-year-long trial. Justice delayed is justice denied. Monday's sentencing may be some sort of closure for the families, but the trauma of the battle in courts for 24 long years will be difficult to erase. Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, the fact is, it's taken 24 years and it's still, remember, in a lower court. It can go back to a higher court. The Ansals can continue with the process of appeals. And this has now been an issue that therefore has continued for as long as 24 long years. That's the reality of what has happened, and that really reflects in a way of what our legal system is all about. When it takes 24 years to try and get the wheels of justice to move. The Ansals themselves have spent a few months in jail and then come out. Joining me now is Neelam Krishnamurthy, chairperson of that Association of Victims of the Upahar tragedy. Neelam Krishnamurthy, for you, this has been a long battle where you've, in a way, refused to give up. What's the biggest learning for you from a 24-year-old long battle? And do you really feel today a sense of finally closure?
Well, Rajiv, first of all, there can never be a closure for what I've undergone. But yes, I do feel that after 24 years, I have got the justice that I really want, which I actually went out to seek. I wanted peace for my children. And we finally achieved that. At least I know for sure that my children are at peace. Although we were let down by the system in 2015 when I actually lost faith in the system, but today the faith has been restored. And I can say this case has been very unique in the sense this was about tampering with evidence. This Ansals thought they are rich and powerful, they're high and mighty, they can get away, they've got away with murder, they'll get away even with tampering with evidence. They interfered in the administration of justice, and the court has taken a very serious view about it.
But
And
you know, this
finally,
is still, you know, Neelam Krishnamurthy, you know, the Ansals also have the right to appeal this verdict. So we go into another spin. 24 years later, the sense is Tariq pe Tariq, appeal pe appeal. Does that leave you frustrated?
Definitely, I think anybody would be frustrated with the way our system works, and it is for our lawmakers to bring in a change. If they want the people of this country to have faith in the criminal justice system, they need to do something about it. How many appeals are you going to allow these accused? It is a very accused-friendly system. At every stage, they can go and challenge each and every order. And I can see that they've been convicted today. They've got a 7-year term. They're going to immediately file appeal tomorrow, maybe day after. There'll be a sessions court, then there'll be a high court, and then there'll be Supreme Court. And if at all the courts are, they show them magnanimity and grant them bail, which actually they should not, because this is a crime against the court itself. And if they're out on bail, then the appeal will never be heard.
But you know, there will be those, you know, the Supreme Court in this case said that the Ansals were, you know, were elderly. They were now in their 70s. They had paid a fine. Therefore, you know, this was a time perhaps to give some kind of mitigation for the nature of the punishment. This was said by the Apex Court itself. Do you believe jailing people is the answer?
Why not? I think when you have repeat offenders, we have people who've they've been convicted for the second time.
Mm-hmm. You've muted yourself. Can you unmute?
Well, and those people were all under trials, and these people are convicts. And if the Supreme Court had taken the age into consideration at that time, don't forget they'd given them 2-year sentence, and they let them walk free after paying a fine of 30 crore. But at the same time, the Supreme Court did not say this, that, okay, now you're free, please go ahead and commit as much crime as you want to. This is the same Supreme Court when cancelled their bail in 2008. I distinctly remember them saying this in the court.
Ma'am, you're pressing the mute button. Yes.
So I want to ask the Supreme Court if they're going to show such a lenient attitude towards the people who tampered with the courts, who challenged the very authority of the institution. They haven't even spared the institution. Forget about them challenging investors. Forget about killing people in Upar. They've not even respected the very institution itself.
Let me just
look what.
You know, let me don't take you beyond this to the just in conclusion to the issue of negligence. This at the heart of this was the law of criminal negligence, and to what extent is who is accountable. Do you believe that the Upar case, given the length of time it's taken, it's gone through various courts, does it set for you a precedent for the future? God forbid, if there's someone else who goes through the agony that you and your family and many other families have gone through, do you believe that the courts have learned their lessons or not?
No, definitely not. I'm sorry. In fact, I've been petitioning the government and asking them to bring in a change in the law. How can you hold people who are responsible for killing, 60 people or 100 people in a mass tragedy? You hold them only for 304A. We need an amendment in the law. Because 304A being a bailable offense, these people will get bail immediately. And the trial, we know very well in our country, takes about 3 decades. So I think if there has to be a deterrence, let them bring in a change in the law. And let's see, even after the Upar judgment, let's see, there are so many other cases which are pending. Let's see the Meerut fire incident, where even the charges have not been framed.
Let me for a moment bring in your husband in conclusion, Shekhar, because, this has been a struggle that both of you have taken as a personal crusade in a way. For y'all, what has been the biggest challenge in all these years, Shekhar? 24 years. I've seen you battling it out, and it's quite remarkable the way you've stuck to your guns. What has been the biggest challenge?
The biggest challenge has been to get justice for our children, and 24 years is not a small time, Rajdeep. And moreover, this is a case of tampering of evidence, and the main case for killing 59 people, they got away just by 1 year. So according to our CRPC and IPC, tampering with evidence is a bigger offense than death of our loved ones. So that's what pains me. But however,
Yes.
this case was very difficult to prove, and the prosecution was very cooperative. We had a very good prosecutor, Mr. A.T. Ansari, and who had he had conviction for the case. And we also, like Mr. Vikas Baba, who was the lawyer for our association. But for them, it would have been very difficult for us to, move ahead and prove this case. But, it's really criminal justice system has to improve, and that's what we've been seeing 25 years, nothing has changed. If every case is going to take 25, 30 years, I lost my daughter at the age of 17, my son at the age of 13. I've been fighting for 25 years to get justice. What kind of a justice system is this?
Well, as you said, I think Neelam said it, you believe that your children will, wherever, your children today will at least get a sense of some kind of justice being done. And I know how bravely you fought. I'm sure their memories will remain. And is that what has sustained you, Shekhar? The fact that you believe that you see your children in a way, as do the other families, and that's what sustained you through these 25 years?
Yes, of course. Everyone in our association, all the 28 families, today they're relieved. They're saying that, yes, today there is some justice to our children. And there is no peace without justice. I'm sure wherever our children are, they must be proud of all the parents of the Association of Victims of Heart Tragedy. And we have fought relentlessly for 25 years, and we have not missed the court date. And, this is what, as a victim, we have to go to the court for 25 years to get justice. And it's quite painful, yes, but still it's a promise to our children we made in 1997 that come what may, even if we, I don't know, even if we die, today, it doesn't matter to us because we have achieved to an extent what we started our legal battle for.
Okay. As I said, the Upar case is a test case in a way for the law of criminal negligence, for accountability, and to ensure that in the future no one has to wait for 25 years to be given, whichever way the judgment goes, a sense that justice has been done. Neelam and Shekhar Krishnamurthy for joining me tonight. I know these are difficult times and they've always been for you over these last 25 years. Thank you so much.